An unexpected package arrived for Chelmswood Junction. Let's have a look, find out what it is. Roll the intros. Hello and welcome back to Chelmswood Junction. I'm Peter. Today I've had an unexpected parcel arrive. Now, as you're probably aware, you can see what it is from the title and from the actual thumbnail. It's a DCC Concepts Rolling Road. So without further ado, let's get down to the workbench and let's have a look and see what we got, shall we? So this is the item in question, guys, that came through the post just this morning. Now, this is the DCC Concepts multi-gauge rolling road 8 axle set. Now, what I mean by by multi-gauge is you can use this for HO, double O gauge, N gauge, 009 gauge, TT gauge, HOM gauge, EM gauge, P4, and there's a HOE gauge. There's loads of gauges that this product will help you to help you out with a rolling road. Now, like I said, it's the 8 axle variation. So without further ado, I will say this was sent to me by DCC Concept as a item for me to review for them. It is a freebie. I'm not sure if it is for me to keep. I will phone them up to see if I have to send it back, but I will try and keep this as mint condition as I can in case I have to send it back. But it has been sent to me as a freebie and I'm not being paid to review this. I want to get that clear. Like I said, it is a freebie and I'm not being paid by DCC Concepts to review this. So it's the usual nice packaging from DCC Concepts. You get the description of what it's for on the front, and on the back you just got the barcodes and their web address and I would say their normal website address and obviously sales information, internet address or email address there for you as well. So let's get it open and let's have a look and see what we get in the box. So straight away there is a couple of bags here, and these look like they are connectors, so you can connect the rolling road to a power source. So you could either have it as a separate power source or you could just put the rolling roads onto the top of the track. So you obviously get 2 sets of these. Obviously, if you just want to use a normal DC controller, or if you want to use a separate DCC controller, if you have a spare one, you can have like a little test track there, put these on the rolling road, and you can actually connect your DCC controller and your DC controller using these crocodile clips and pieces of wire that are attached. So let's get the plastic off, and what do we get? Well, straight away you get the 8 axles, and as you can see they are already loaded with a little box inside. Now you get 8 of these, plus you get 8 other blocks for, I would say, N gauge and the P4, the HO9, the EM gauge. So you've got all different blocks here. So let me have a look at this one. So this one here is the EM and P4. The next one to the left is, let me just double check with my eyes because it is a bit awkward. This is HON3. So this is 12mm wide block. And probably back in properly. And next one is That one is N gauge. So you get 4 of the N gauge ones there. And I would say the other 4 are over here in separate connections. So the one that is already in the block is for 00 and HO. So when you get the pack, if you are running HO gauge or 00 gauge, the blocks are already set into the 8 axles. So if you wanted to put it into P4 gauge, obviously you would have to use these ones. If you wanted to put if you're using it for HON, you would have to use these ones. And then obviously if you're using N gauge, you would have to take these blocks out and put these N gauge blocks in. So this complete 8 axle set is a brilliant item because it is multi-gauge. You can use it for, let me just count these up, guys. You've got the HOO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got about 9 or 10 gauges that you can use this one axle set for. So like me, I've got my N gauge, I've got HO009 stock or HOE stock, and I've also got my 00 gauge. So I've got a product that I can use for 3 gauges. So I haven't got to go out and buy another 2 sets for N gauge. I haven't got to buy another set for my 009 gauge. Everything is in the box ready for you. How easy are they to lie on the track? Absolutely dead easy. There's 1, there's 2. They're so easy. They just come out, pop straight on the track. They're nice and snug on there. So let's get another couple on there. And there you go. They are ready to be used. They're on the track, ready for grabbing a Loco, sticking a Loco on there and testing it. So that's going to be my next stage. I'm going to get a Loco, stick it on there and see how it is to get it on there. Right, so I've got my lovely new Daypole Class 52 Western, number D1041 Western Prince. And as of yet, I haven't put the nameplates on there yet. So let's see how easy this is to get it on the rolling roads. Now, let's do the outside ones first. Let's pull this one in a little bit. It looks like it's on. So we need to pull that one back. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to try and use 4 first and see how we get on. So we'll take them 2 away. Move that one along. So you just basically got to get them lined up where you want them, obviously. Oops. It is a little bit tricky. Right, I'm going to pause the camera, guys, because it is a little bit tricky trying to do it around the camera. So let me just pause the camera quickly. So as you can see, guys, I've got 4 of the axles from the 8 axle set onto the rolling roads. And I've got the Class 52 Western on there. And straight away, just fired her up. And I'm going to zoom you in, guys, as much as I can. And I'm going to start the Loco moving. So now you can see the Loco is in motion on both sets of axles, front and back. And you can see there's absolutely no wobble in sight. The blocks are staying perfectly firm and solid. The Loco's not wobbling. And you can see that the train is now getting up to quite a fair speed on the rolling roads. Now I'm going to just turn the sound off, guys. You can clearly see and here that the Loco is running beautifully on this Rolling Road set. Now, what could you use the Rolling Road for? Well, just like me as I am now, as you can see, the Loco is running. So if this is a brand spanking new Loco you just bought and just put a chip in it, or if you're even if you're DC guys, you can literally take this out of the box if it's DCC ready, plonk it on the Rolling Roads. You can start running it in, half an hour one way, half an hour the other way. And then obviously once you've done that, you can put your DCC chip in if you're a DCC guy, put it back on the track and make sure that it's working. Now, another idea that I've found that you could use this Rolling Road for is if you're servicing your Loco, so you've just tipped it upside down, put it in the servicing cradle, and you've just oiled it all up, all the gears and the motor, you've given it a good oiling. You can then stick it onto the Rolling Roads on these axles, and you can then bed the oil in. And if there's any splatters, you know, it's only going to get onto either the Rolling Road blocks or your programming track or testing track. So you're not going to get splatters of oil all over your nicely decorated layout. So it has a multi-function use. It could be used for running in, it could be used for after you've oiled your Loco after a servicing, and possibly if you think that you've had an issue with your Loco, you could pop it on here and see whether or not there is an issue or not with the Loco. Now, this is a brand new Loco from Dapol, as you know, so I've got no issues. But I could use this as a running in periods. So, with the two spare blocks, let's just shut the engine down and bring you out a bit. Now, I've got one of the blocks, and I'm going to try and put, if I've found the right one, no, that's the H-O-E. There we are, that's it, right. So I've now got a N-gauge block. So I'm going to see how easy or how hard it is to change the blocks. Right. So to change the blocks, what you have to do is, because there is no instructions with this, so you can see there's two small crosshead screws right there, which join onto these uprights here. So let's have a look at the bottom of this one. Yep, you can clearly see that is how the block would go onto the Rolling Road. So you'd have to unscrew these two screws, or you could do it one at a time. Take that one off, screw it onto this side, and then you could take this one off and screw it onto that side, and then you've got your N gauge. Now, you haven't got to use, as I've just showed you, 6 axles for a Coco diesel unit. You could just have the 4 in there. So if, like me, you have got dual gauges, you've got, you know, more than one gauge of railway, you could do a block of 4 for 00 or EM or P4, and then you could get your N gauge blocks and make N gauge Rolling Roads for this one. So then you've got 2 Rolling Roads for the price of 1. Now, I think that is an absolute brilliant idea that DCC Concepts have made this multi-gauge and not just for 1 gauge. And like I said, you've got about 9 gauges that you could use this Rolling Road for. And if you've got, you know, 2 or 3 of them, like I have, you know, I've got my 009, I've got my N gauge and my 00, this Rolling Road set is going to come in absolutely very, very handy. So, my honest opinions of the Rolling Roads from DCC Concepts. And for those of you that like to know which item number this is the DCM-RRA8 product number. And I'll say it again, it's DCM-RRA8. Now, like I said, you can use this for 9 different scales. Now these range in price from about £60 to £70, depending on where you get them from. Like I said, I've got this as a freebie from DCC Concepts, and they've asked me to do a review on it for them, and I hope that they find the review interesting. Like I said, you can find different uses for this rolling road. You can use it as a test bed if you think your Loco is poorly running. You can use it for running in if you've got a brand new Loco, so you haven't got to have it whizzing around your railway room. You can take this quite easily into your front room or kitchen, stick it on a little bit of a side table, plug it into a little DC controller if you're using it on DC only, and you know, you can run it for half an hour each way and it's not going to move. You saw yourself, it doesn't wobble. The Loco doesn't wobble on the actual blocks itself. The blocks are very nicely on the track. They don't move when the Loco is moving. It's a brilliant product. Not only can you use it for running in, like I said, if you're using it, you've just serviced one of your Locos, you just oiled your Loco's cogs and motors and wheels, stick it on your rolling roads. If there's any oil splattering out from underneath, it's not going to go all over your railway. It's just going to go on a piece of track and possibly under a piece of cloth. So this is a multi-use tool, and I would highly recommend it. They do come in different packs. You can get a 4-pack, an 8-axle pack, and a 12-axle pack. Now, I know at the moment DCC Concepts are bringing out a new range of these. So when they do, I believe they might be sending me another version of the rolling roads to review for you guys. So if and when that happens, I will again come on the old camera and do another review. But for this one, I would definitely highly recommend you buying it. It is a multi-use tool in your arsenal for your model railways. Hope you found this video interesting, guys. As always, I've enjoyed making it, and like I said, this came through this morning and it was absolutely unexpected. A massive thank you to Richard at DCC Concepts for sending me this, and like I said, I will be contacting Richard later on to see if he wants me to send this back or if this is a freebie for me to keep. And like I said, I am not being paid to do this review. This is what I think, and yes, I think that this item is a must-have for any model railway, whether you're running DCC, DC, N gauge, double O gauge, TT, you know, any gauge that I listed on that in the video, you can use this item for. Not only that, you can use all the gauges that I've mentioned. There is a O gauge version, I believe, either out or is coming out. So again, if you go to DCC Concepts website, you can find out about an O gauge version of the rolling roads. I'm not going to offer very much longer on, guys, but I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit that like button on the left hand side. If you're a subscriber, a great big thumbs up, and thank you to you all for subscribing to my channel. We have now got over that 1,000 subscriber mark, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for helping me get over that 1,000 mark. I am absolutely chuffed to pieces. If you're not a subscriber to my channel and you want to make up your mind, you've got the button on the right hand side. And if you do subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit the little bell icon and click on all, and that way you get notified of any videos that I bring out to you. Until the next time, guys, there should be a video link coming up here and here for you to watch if you want to carry on watching videos from my channel. But until the next time, guys, take care, stay safe, look after your loved ones, but above all, happy modelling, and bye-bye from Chelmswood Junction.